we are once again setting foot on Silver Ridge Peaks in the daylight to hopefully pick up where we left off last time, which was our second hunt since the redistribution in daylight on SRP, basically doing anything other than hunting for the Great One Black Bear, and that hunt yielded us 2 rares, a piebald cow elk and a leucistic female plains bison, and we'll see if we can kind of continue down that path today. We have a group of bull elk coming in. That's what I wanted to start with. We did this last time as well, and I just want to kind of learn where all elk drink, because it seems to me they are pretty well spread out across the map. Now, as far as I can tell, it's only these 3 and they're not that special, so I think it's a fairly obvious choice. We're going to want to take that one right there. And we do have the 338 today. I thought it might be fun to kind of really sort of spread our loadout out over a long time. And what I mean by that is, we have the 338, a base game weapon. Our medium game weapon is from the Weapon Pack 2 DLC, the Mosin. And then from the second to last weapon pack, the Modern Weapons, we have the AR-22. And with a Silver Bull Elk to start with, long liver stomach from the 338, the plan is essentially going to be just keep on exploring areas that we haven't been to yet, or at least explore areas that we haven't been to at the particular time. So right now, obviously, elk are drinking, and we'll see if we can keep finding spots where we haven't seen them yet. Now, I'm trying to remember if we've been here or not. I guess we have, because we have the zone. I don't remember seeing so many elk, though. This is one of the old mountain goat lakes, which, frankly, mountain goat don't drink anymore, so I don't know if any lake should be called a mountain goat lake now, but I really don't know if they're still in this area. We've seen them mostly kind of down through the mountains in the south, but there are a ton of elk up here, and what I do think is still here are the mountain lions, so we'll have to be a little bit careful about, taking too much time to line up a shot, but I don't know, that's a pretty good size level 3. I can't spot that one, but we may go for a back in the neck shot. There was a time when I probably wouldn't do that with the 338. If we look at the stats, and actually that is probably the smallest max estimate 4 I've seen. Broadside is much more kind of appealing to go for though, but back like at the beginning of Call of the Wild, I think maybe we took it too seriously, but the accuracy stat, 33 for the 338, would kind of make you think you shouldn't try to take a super precise shot like that. Then you have the Mosin at 64 and the 22 at 100. That was kind of always the case. The higher the weapon class, the lower the accuracy, and vice versa. The 22, the 223 were always at 100 accuracy. I really have no idea if that impacts a single thing. Having used things like the 300 for, so many long shots, I've never felt like, random shots seemingly are just off. If I feel like my shot was off, it is. If I feel like my shot was on, it hits. So, again, no idea if that actually is a thing, but it was a random reminder, just I guess because we're carrying the 338 today. Anyway, I guess this is going to be a gold, but 375. As a max weight elk, I have certainly seen bigger. I cannot say I've seen smaller. I had a feeling this spot might produce, and in fact, it may be another kind of hot spot. Quite a few elk over in here, and I don't know that any of these are really worth trying to go for. That one is a little bit wonky, but I don't know that a 330 meter back in the next shot is something I want to attempt, so I guess we'll try to get that guy. And then what I want to see is when we fast travel across, because this was a bear grind lake for forever. I think, yeah, that one I wanted to maybe shoot the side of the move right as we shot, but we've got a tent on the other side, and anything that may be drinking down in here that would be invisible, now will be visible to us from this side without having to run the distance of the outside of the lake. However, it looks like they're only on this side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We are going to probably just try to avoid those and let them get by us. That is interesting. I know there's still black bear here, and actually a lot of female black bear from the runs that we've done. And I've been told it's a really good mule deer lake. I don't know if we've ever visited during mule deer drink time, but that's something we should maybe do today. I kind of thought, based on the initial look there, that it might just be loaded with elk. And I mean, there's still a lot here, but only on the one side. That kind of bodes well for, potential grinding purposes or anything. I do sort of like this rack with the main beams that sort of droop down at the back. 322 score, left long at 318. And I guess we'll kind of keep on going. I was thinking we'd be shooting more than one here, but good to know they are here at least. You know, it is interesting. In both single-player hunts now in daylight, we've found some male black bears in spots that I really wouldn't expect to see them. Like, we've checked these areas, and maybe that's a bear in this area that would drink down here. But other than this spot, we really don't have many male bears around, and even still, we're finding them. In both cases, very much below average. I think we had like level 4s and now a level 3. But it's good to actually see some. Got another bear coming up out of there. And there are so many factors that go into it. It could very well be the fact that trying to grind for black bears at night, they can just easily hide in the reeds and stuff at some of these lakes, and maybe we're just not seeing them. It could be as simple as that, but I still think, just with New England on the horizon, we're probably going to mostly wait for that. It definitely does make me want to make sure we get out here one or two more times, though, and just kind of do a full run around the map and make sure we're not missing anything. That's a pretty good-sized plains bison, and obviously we spooked these. A level 4 up to 236, and evidently they are drinking at this time. I didn't know what plains bison drink time is. Evidently 8 to 12. It's very different on this map. Now, I think they did drink around noon prior to the changes. He's going to go straight to aggressive, so regardless of where that shot hit, we should get him, but that was into a lung. But you can basically go through the two big game species just by starting early on in the day. You start at, say, 5 o'clock, hunt elk, move straight into going for plains bison, and then not too long after that should be mule deer drink time. I believe they should start drinking around 1400, which we're going to kind of continue through the middle of the day here a little bit, at least get into mid to late morning, and then we're probably going to switch to mule deer drink time. I don't know that we've targeted them at all since the changes, and I kind of want to see where they might be and just what's on this map, because clearly, based on our last hunt, there could very well be some good stuff that we were just not seeing because we were looking for black bears. As for now, though, with this guy, a 196 score, I think he was 186 minimum, so well towards the low end. Got him in the left lung at 160, and I think what we're going to do is just kind of check these center lakes. We're pretty much at the end of Rocky Mountain elk drink time, and I do feel fairly confident saying there's not many of them down in here. We had the one at this lake, but they don't seem to be down in the plains that much. Naturally, though, bison are going to be, and I want to see what else. We know pronghorn, probably some mule deer, and naturally turkeys. Maybe some black bear we can stumble into as well, so we'll see. Now, this actually has been the one species that we've shot a fair bit of. Maybe outside of the elk, since we kind of focused on them in every iteration of our hunts out here in daylight on Silver Ridge Peaks, but a little level 3 here. And I'm just kind of hoping, as we apparently have a turkey out here in front of us too, that, you know, that effort in taking out the pronghorn is going to pay off. That is huge. 4 to 5 estimate. If I'm not mistaken, that's basically guaranteed to be max score. It's a light brown. I was hoping it was albino or leucistic. Literally hiding right below the hill. We probably almost messed up by shooting the pronghorn instead. So, I've only ever seen, I think, 2 4 to 5 estimate turkeys. One was a Rio Grande over on Rancho. That one was max score. The other one, as I recall, ended up getting away. It was like a multiplayer SRP server forever ago. I didn't really know any better to chase it, seeing that estimate. But I believe that's indicative, if not of max score, of really, really high score. So, let's see. I think we have a 4.7 light brown already. Can we get a 4.8? 4.68? That might actually be smaller than the one we have. I actually thought it was basically guaranteed when you get that estimate, so good to know. Still pretty neat to take that guy down, and we'll have to compare. The other one that we shot was actually, funny enough, I think it was also with the 22 AR, probably with the Predator variation, so at least we shot this one with the Shadow variation, but it had appeared on our map. It was when initially light brown turkeys became far more common than they already were, and I left it there for a really long time because I was hoping that maybe there would be a change or something. I thought it was unintentional that they were made so common. And it seemed as though it was done on purpose, so eventually we shot it. And I thought it was 4.71, so we may not even have an upgrade there. When I saw that 4 to 5 estimate, I was certain it was going to be. Well, I think at least that this is the first time that mule deer and bighorn drink times have crossed over. I can't spot that one, but I think it's just a really big 3 or a small 4. Regardless, though, there has been, as we, I think, just hard shot that mule deer, a slight change to mule deer drink time. And again, that's not a new thing. That was probably all the way back with Reventuli. But mule deer evidently, what is that? Gray, I think. But mule deer drink 1500 to 1800 now. It was 14 to 17 for quite some time, and I'm really not sure why the change. I don't even think we hit that, but I'm thinking he's going to actually stop and stand still. That was part of the thinking behind the shot. Even if he just sort of slows down, that's enough to get him. But anyway, again, I'm assuming that it's the same across all maps because it seems they sync drink times for every species across all maps. But we hunted Rancho a couple of times and focused on mule deer a bit. Maybe that's why we didn't do that well. We were hunting an hour that they weren't even drinking. And I guess our mountain lion came back down here? I thought it ran up the hill, but a gold there, 82 kg flat. Just doubling him with the Mosin at 135. And then our buck's not going to be all that special, but just to show it if we can find it, the bighorn drink 12 to 1600, and then I should be able to find a mule deer drink zone on the map. Probably not here. Oh no, we do have 1530 to 1830. Odd decision, I feel like, to move it 1 hour, but again, maybe it sort of fits a slot a little bit better. So finally now, as we start to drift towards 1800, I wanted to come and check this kind of bigger lake for mule deer, and the first one we see is kind of a decent level 3. No shot at being a gold, so we'll just go ahead and try to take him. What are we hitting? He is 290 out. That shot hit just fine. I have no idea what happened on the first two. It didn't appear as though it was like an accuracy thing. It looked like it was going through him or hitting something in front of him. Regardless though, I'm not seeing the amount of mule deer that I sort of expected to see. And again, we waited till long into this drink time to come and check here and make sure that any mule deer that are living, you know, way up in here or like far from the lake have time to get down and make it into their drink zones. But only the one buck so far. There's a doe on the other end, but not quite what I expected. Now we're getting a little somewhere. There's a nice 4. All of them seemingly just kind of walked out. I don't know where they would have been. I'm kind of, after seeing what we just saw, a little hesitant to take a shot at that range. According to that, it was 330. Kind of get up above the reeds a little. And then, since he's standing still, I guess we'll try it. I'd like to see kind of what the Mosin can do. Yet again, though, it just doesn't hit. Maybe that accuracy issue still exists. Maybe we should just try to get closer. In the meantime, our other buck should be somewhere right in front of us, but that's odd. Just a little level 3 here. The shot was, if anything, far back. Not high and right like I thought maybe it could have been. I did quite a lot of testing when the issue first kind of popped up, because when you had a weapon like the Mosin that you could 0 for 300 and hit accurately at 300, that was a big deal when you had to go to the 243 to replace it. As we know, it hits more like 250 when zeroed at 300 meters, so I did a lot of testing, and when zoomed in, you really didn't encounter that problem, but we're zooming the scope all the way in here, and something's going on. I can't say that it's an inaccuracy issue for certain, but it's something. And you know, another issue with guns that maybe have problems with long-range accuracy is that animals that are visible at 300 meters may be in the reeds and not visible when you get into 200 or less. That's our buck, and I just don't even know that I can see where to aim. I can kind of see the neck. Who knows if that's going to be a decent hit or not. It's a hit. I would say probably with like the 30-06, it would have gotten him in the lungs. We're going to have to hit him again, no doubt. And I don't even mind because we had to get him out of there one way or another. So we'll try to get him out in the open and get a follow-up shot. I mostly want to know where that would have hit, but that's another big reason that if there are accuracy issues, it sort of needs to be addressed. Like, we absolutely had him just fine at whatever that was, 300 or so, not so at about 30. Well, as you can probably tell based on the amount of light remaining, this hasn't exactly gone to plan. Our buck is still going out there, but I think at that range, probably we can still get him with the Mosin. So we're gonna go ahead and attempt a shot. I hope the second one got a lung, and frankly, I don't think it did. I guess we'll try to hit him with the 338. This has been such a roller coaster for the Mosin. We went from like, we gotta bring it on more loadouts, to maybe there's still issues. Whatever happened, it brought him down. I don't understand, like, the first shot really wasn't the Mosin's fault necessarily, or not so much with the accuracy. It was just the shot angle we took. We kind of knew that. The second shot ends up low, and maybe still to the right. So what I tried to do after the first shot missed was sort of aim low and left because I thought the issue was it hitting high and right. What we're actually going to do, because I don't think that turkey is going to be a main lodge addition, I'm pretty confident the one that we shot also with the 22 AR, but earlier on was actually bigger. I think we're going to jump to Hirsch and see what's going on at the target range. So for starters, I want to go with 200 meters since that's about what we just had on the mule deer. And that's about where you'd expect it to be, kind of bottom of the bullseye. Now you see this stuttering that happens with the Argus scope. I noticed that primarily with the Mosin, but I do get it on some other guns as well. That looks fine. Let's just try. Zoomed out does seem to matter. Like, it's lower for sure. And maybe a little right. I still don't think it should have caused what happened though. Just for the heck of it, we're gonna go to 300 meters because that's where the issue mostly seemed to happen in the past. But I don't know, it didn't seem like it should have made us completely miss, but how many times have we missed today? That's low. That shot we just aimed low. I still don't understand, like, the 330 meter shot that we took on the buck that we ultimately ended up chasing around for forever. Everything that we just saw there probably should have hit, so I really don't know what's going on. We had the buck right before that where we had issues at maybe like 270 or something like that. Kind of an odd deal, and I really don't know what to make of it. It's been such, like I said, a roller coaster from take the Mosin on every map to take the Mosin and put it back in the weapon locker. I don't know. I guess for me, for now, probably gonna be sticking with the 243 or the 243 handgun for those types of things. I just kind of like the reason that it sort of got pushed out of our loadouts to begin with. But just from actual hunting experiences now, I feel like I just can't fully trust it. But anyway, still a fun time out on SRP. We had another pretty cool trophy that's just been waiting on us probably since the beginning of our black bear grind. Since the reset, got ourselves a nice light brown diamond turkey. Just about in time for Thanksgiving this week. But anyway, I think on that note, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.